our spirit. What is it? Where does it go? Are we able to see them using our mind's eye? If so, just what can spirit teach us? Welcome to School Through Spirit. Host DeEtte Ranae is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. And now your host, DeEtte Ranae.
Hello, everybody. Good Monday morning. This is DeEtte here on WLTK-DB.com, and I am Schooled Through Spirit. This really is a show where I speak to different people of different modalities, a spiritual nature usually, but really just how spirit really has impacted their lives. And then we bring that story to you. Each week I do have a guest. Today is Miss Kerry Standfast. Oh my God, you're going to love Kerry. And then we are going to turn around and after that, we just kind of have a topic, and then I'm just all messed up today. I'll tell you what, I'm all messed up. And Tim, you just nailed why, because we did hit the 100,000, and I'll tell you what, my head is like going, no, really? And we're going to say that right off the bat, 100,000 people have downloaded this show. We're averaging 6,000 to 7,000 downloads a week. To me, that's mind-blowing. To me, that's truly mind-blowing, because when we developed this show, it really was to really impact other people. One of the biggest questions I get from everybody is, how do you do this? How long you've been doing this? Those type of questions. And we answer it so often. And what it always comes down to is I was that person. I was looking at mediums and psychics and healers and everything. Oh my, everywhere. And I would always ask, how do you do it? How do you do this? Why did I ask that? Because I had tickle tummies. I had information coming in. I had confusion. I thought I was going crazy. I thought I was alone. And I would find somebody and go, wow, I resonate with that person. And it would blow me away. It would blow me away when they would tell me their story. And parts of their story were me. So when Spirit told me, you're going to do a radio show, and I went, no, I'm not. And they said, yes, you are. And then it just literally fell in my lap. I couldn't see another show to do, because I really wanted to go out to help people. I wanted to help as many people as I possibly could, to help them to understand maybe a little bit more themselves, and to show them that they weren't alone. They're not alone. And whether it's, hello, Kevin, whether it is, thank you, whether it is mediumship or paranormal, or, being a rock star, like we had a person on last week, or whatever the topic might be, it is really just how their evolution has come. Go figure, right? And it's pretty cool, because I know now there's at least 6,000 people last week that we affected their lives. We helped to change a little bit. We brought maybe a little bit of understanding in. And we're going to continue to keep doing this until probably nobody listens. And then I'm a diehard, so I will probably keep going even after that, because it's me. So thank you, everybody, for always tuning in, listening, and supporting this, myself, the show, the station, because it is really a team effort. This is just not me up here. I'm just the one that has this mouth that doesn't know how to shut up, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes. And every guest we've ever had on, because I'll tell you what, it's them that makes this show. So that being said, we are going to talk about evolution today. And that's the reason why I'm saying go figure, is because over the weekend, I was laughing with my producer before, because I tend to go, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And usually, boom, right away, it pops into my head. And I'm like, oh my God, that's been going on. And of course, it was no stranger today to say the same thing, that I didn't know what I was going to talk about. And sure enough, I go, I'm going to just pull a card. And it says evolution. I'm like, whoa, yeah, that's kind of big. And it has been really a topic all week for me, all weekend, especially this weekend, but really all week. And just every day it gets a little bit more in my face. So today I want to read the card, because I think this card describes it better than anything. And then we'll go from there. So the card is evolution. Consider what evolution means to you. Is your evolution about growth, expansion, adaptation, success, or becoming a better version of yourself? Looking for ways to flourish in the face of challenge. Break a problem down to its elements. Be creative and consider how you can make it more fun and inspiring. Alternatively, ask how you can learn, grow, become stronger through what is happening for you. You may be pushed to a greater and deeper learning, and it may be an uncomfortable process, but the strength and growth, wisdom that come from the journeying through the eye of the storm and embodying this knowledge is something to no teacher can show you. And I will tell you that is so unbelievably true. Unbelievably true. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to go back over the last weeks, couple of months, weeks, because I've been sharing my journey kind of as I go through this with y'all. And, my journey is no stranger to you guys. And I will tell you what, over the last weeks, what has been happening to myself is I have been feeling uncomfortable in my own skin. I have been feeling uncomfortable with people I've known what feels like forever. And just uncomfortable in general. My energy has been different. I've felt down. I normally walk into an event and I am this big, huge burst of energy that just goes, here you go. I'm in your face, the whole 10 yards. And I have not been that person. Things have been changing. I have looked at when, oh my gosh, I've had a lot of healings. I've had a lot of being hypnotized. I've really gone into some depths. And I thought, is that it? Did I go too far? Did I push me? What's going on? And really, it's been going out of a comfort zone, really pushing myself into a place where I am not comfortable at all. And it's only been over the last few days that I started to get into this new comfort zone. I'm starting to understand essentially the new me. It is a new me. And we always have new me's. We're always growing. We're always expanding. But for myself, it's understanding that new process. And, I will tell you what, in evolution, it sucks because sometimes other people see it and they don't recognize it. And I'm going to say this flat out. People will think I'm the biggest bitch there is. I'm not. But I don't know how this feels anymore. So I don't know how to respond to myself, let alone respond to anybody else. And everybody goes, well, you just go inward. I do. And I'm sure you do too, because I do. I go into here and I go, I'm like this little girl going, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. Oh, mommy, save me. And I just want to put myself under my blankets. And the more you reach out, two things happen. Either you're called a bitch, because that's what they do. People do. Hate to say it. I'm one of those people too. Or somebody goes, I can't help you because it's really is part of your journey. And you really have to just kind of go deeper into it to allow it to come through. Excuse me, allow you to expand, allow you to push through. And it sucks. I'll tell you what, it sucks. But the beauty of what happens on the other side is truly amazing. It's truly amazing. Because I will tell you, even over the last few months that I have been journeying through this, and it has been a couple of months, this evolution process is not like, whoop, go, you wake up at 8 a.m. on PMS and by the next morning you're fixed. It's not like a 7-day cycle here, guys. It does not work that way. I wish it did. It doesn't. This one for me took few months. Why? Because I am looking at myself different. I am doing one thing I have never, ever done before in my life. And I'm looking at myself with the worth of who I am, which is huge. I have always been a person that looked up to everybody else. I'm not going to say star idol, but I always thought everybody else was better than me. Everybody else was this, everybody was that. I was never an equal to anybody. I am the person that goes, oh, teach me because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm over that. Why? Because I do know what's going on. I am an equal. I'm no longer that child looking up at somebody because I value myself in a different way. And now I look at somebody and say, you know what? I'm your equal, but I need some pointers. I've never done this before. You know what? But hey, we can do this. And that's what a lot of this evolution for myself has been. It's going into a different stage, a different arena of being. And for myself, I knew I was coming through it last week. And the biggest reason is because all of a sudden I went from a person that I'll tell you what, I thought I was about to go back to nursing, guys, because I thought, oh my God, this is not my path. Clearly, it's not my path because nobody wants a reading from me anymore. I'm not booking anything. I mean, everything's walking away. I'm like, God, is my world shutting down? And when I finally came through it and came to the realization of who I was, all of a sudden, my manager's calling. One of my bosses is calling. All people are booking readings. And everything is leveling up. More responsibility, more growth. More people are going, wow, you're there. Good morning, Mo. Um, because I've came through it. And the opportunities are larger than they've ever been. But it's not because all of a sudden, ooh, I'm just better, because it's not. It's because I'm putting into the universe that I believe in myself. And that's my evolution. My evolution isn't about being more successful, because you know what? I've never looked at being more successful. My evolution is about me going, I want to accept me, a deeper level of me. And that's really what this journey that we've been sharing over a year has been. It's about me going within to find my hiccups, what I consider my flaws, my fear of snakes. That, guys, I actually watch videos of snakes all the time. I'm not going to go touch one yet. Let's not be fooled. I'm not going to go pet a snake. It's not happening. But I watch videos of snakes now. I watch them of cutting snakes, the eggs open to birth them. And I don't think they're cute or anything like that. But I'm like, I'm in awe. I really am. To the point of last night, a dream, a nightmare I've had for 51 years has finally changed. I've always had this nightmare of hearing this large noise in the bedroom next to me, and I open the door, and there's this huge anaconda eating my son, like eating my son. This is a terror. And you know what I do in this dream? I shut the door and I hold it shut. I mean, what mom does that, even in a dream? But that's how terrifying the dream is. Last night, I had the same dream, and I was like, oh, hell no. And I took a knife and I started stabbing it, and I'm cutting it, and I'm giving my kid back. And when I woke up, I'm like, I'm over it. I'm finally over that huge fear. I've evolved. One of the biggest fears, and that's what all the hypnosis and everything started was my fear of snakes. But there were so many deeper fears, deeper things of me, I didn't realize that one fear represented. And I know now, because I've come through it, this year-long journey, I've come through it to say, wow, I literally cut the snake and I cut the head off. And I'm like, no. And the funny thing is even in the dream, and I woke up going, what the hell was that? Because it wasn't like I seen a normal snake. You know what a snake head really looks like? I didn't. I seen, uh, Tarzan, the boy movie, with the baby snake, or the snake, the cartoon snake with the bulbous face, it's almost cute. I seen that nose. I seen that snake head. And I thought, oh my God, what have I been afraid of? I didn't see big fangs. I didn't see all that. I seen a cartoon snake looking at me that I was killing. And I went, it's pretty funny what I've been afraid of, because that's been a representation of myself. Now, the funny thing is if you look at snakes and what they mean a couple of different things. They mean a couple of different things. One, snakes are wisdom. Snakes are wise. They've been around, dinosaur age, I think. They've been around a long time. And snakes are a lot about wisdom. Okay. Think about even biblical, the snake in the garden. Okay. It's about bringing wisdom to Eve. And are you going to be fearful of it, or are you going to take the wisdom? Okay. The other thing is, snakes are about evolution. They're about transformation. It's about shedding old skin, about growth. And you do have to shed an old skin in order to level up, to grow. And with me finally being able to attack that in my dreams, showed me I'm no longer afraid of my own growth. I'm no longer afraid. I'm no longer terrified. And that's huge. So think about your own lives. Think about within yourself. What are you evolving from? Is this success? Is it money? Are you becoming a better version of you? What is it? What is that you are growing from? You are going to find that it is so magical. It is so beautiful when you start to see it. Oh, thank you, Tim. Thank you. It's just look within yourself. This journey is not going to be a few moments, guys. This is not a just even if you look over the last year, the last 6 months, whatever, the last weeks of yourself. Where is this growth been? Where's your evolution? Because I'll tell you what, I'm not the only one. I'm just the one getting online to share this evolution with as many as I can so that others have a better understanding. That's it. That's all it really is others having a better understanding of who they are and of their growth. So I want you to look at that. I want you to look at yourself and start going, what is what is the difference? Are you afraid of evolution? Are you afraid of your own self-growth? Are you afraid to push through? I know that was my issue. I was terrified of pushing through. It was easy for me to go to every psychic out there and say, give me the answer, versus me going within to find my own answers. Are you doing that? Are you going to somebody else for the answers of yourself? Are you maybe in counseling to say, hey, I'm trying to find a deeper understanding, a deeper meaning of me? Are you looking to friends? Where are you going to help bring yourself up, to help grow yourself? Or are you doing it at all? Are you pushing through? Sometimes we have to push that a little bit further. Mo, I have a profound fear of flying, but it's still working on it. Yeah, that's huge, isn't it? But then look at the deeper reason of flying. What's the deeper fear of flying? You know what? I'm going to Google that. Let's do the old thing. Let's Google flying, fear of flying. What's it mean? So fear. Now let's spell it correctly because we know that's my other issue. Fear. We'll work on that next year. Every year is going to be a different, but I love to fly. So you know what? That's not me. I'll tell you what, I will take an airplane over. I get excited. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. I mean, anywhere you want to take me, I'm going to go. Okay. You know what? I'm going, and so meaning it gives me the technical meaning. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Excuse my language, but it's like, I know what it means. Aerophobia, if you didn't know. There you go. So let's go to the spiritual meaning of flying. And let's see there. Let's see what definitely not on the same page. Oh, I think that's funny. I'm sorry. I wanted the spiritual meaning. Sometimes Google is not my friend, and we have to figure it out what that is. I like that. How to spread your wings and fly. You know what? Maybe I'm the no shit Sherlock and not Google. Maybe that's what it is. I like that because it is about, it really is. It makes sense to spread your own wings and fly, to have belief within yourself, Mo. Mo's laughing at me too. I love you, Mo. Um, someday if we ever get to meet face to face, Mo, we are going to laugh forever. So fear of flying ranks high on the list of phobias, obviously. Okay. Um, but you know what? Basically, it does come down to it. Everyone I see is excuses for remaining grounded, willing to go beyond your comfort zone. God, that's kind of huge, isn't it? You know what I mean? That's kind of huge. It's really huge because everything I'm looking in fear of flying is really a fear of pushing past your own boundaries, which is kind of like my own snake thing. But I think it's a little bit more obvious than some of the other phobias that are out there because it is spreading your wings and allowing yourself to soar, a belief in yourself, a belief of you being able to push through, go beyond, and know that you can do this and that you can do this on your own, that you don't need everybody else coming into you to do this for you. Grant you, if you're going to fly from here to someplace else, you're going to need an airplane, but you to be able to just go within yourself and go. I believe, Mo, if you actually start to look at yourself and go, you know what, every day give yourself a little task to believe within yourself or push every week, whatever it is you're comfortable with your own growth. I have a feeling that fear of flying is going to go away. I really do. Because, so many, and I'm going to push beyond this a little bit from somebody that loves, I mean, I'm an air travel person. If you could, I could be in a plane every day and be so thrilled because I love it. I'm just like, fear of this, but not fear of that. But everybody else say, oh, but I'm afraid of heights. That's why I don't want to fly. Well, I'm going to call BS on that one. Why? Because grant you for the first 50,000 feet or whatever it is, yeah, you might have a little fear of heights looking out that window. But as soon as you get above the clouds, the height thing goes away. Why? Because the clouds are right there. You feel like you can no longer see the earth. You see the clouds. You see the sky. That fear of height is gone. But that fear of pushing beyond of what being limitless is still there. I think it transforms into a different fear. It really does transform into a different fear. Because if you have a fear of heights, you just take the inner seat because then you can't see what's going on beyond you. You wouldn't know. But beyond that is where it really is. Okay. So Mo, please do me a favor. I'd rather 10 hours on a car than 2 hours on a plane. And I get that. I get that. But push beyond your fears, Mo. Push beyond your fears of this and how far you can push yourself. Because I'll tell you what, if you're in America and you have a fear of pushing beyond yourself, how are you ever going to see England or Egypt or Ireland, all these other places? Because very few people, I'll tell you what, my fear of sharks is deeper than my fear of heights. And I don't like heights either, but I'll tell you what, I'd rather fall from an airplane and die in a fiery thing than to have to face a shark head on. I tell you, that's my fear. You know what I mean? So push beyond it and say, you know what? That's true. Mo's like, that's true. That's a different way of looking at it, isn't it? And sometimes we have to look at those different things. We have to look at those different things. Okay, this is how I'm going to push through this. What is a bigger fear of mine? And push through it. But then look at where's your deeper underlying fear. Because with myself, I started this journey of snakes because I don't know if y'all remember that radio show. I think it's been like a year and a half now. Remember? I admitted my fear of snakes. I was terrified of I told everybody if you ever see me and a snake comes on, I would run. And I was tested because remember that show in Florida I did? And a snake showed up and stared at me for over half of it. And it sat there with its little tongue going, and I thought it was going to eat me because it was like 3.5 foot black snake staring at me. And I'm going, no, I'll never forget the show. But I'll never forget also after that show, I went, I'm done. I stared down that snake for almost 45 minutes. I got through that and I thought I can get through anything. And look what this journey brought me. This journey brought me through showing up every day to this show. This journey brought me to being on the show, 2 more shows. This journey brought me to a fear of being seen is gone. This journey has brought me to, you know what, bigger within the school that I work for. It brought me into a promotion. It brought me into a manager. It brought me into more and more and more. It brought me into traveling across seas, not once, but twice next year. It's brought me into so many things because I faced one fear, which really was about me. The fear was my depths of being seen and my depths of feeling like I was equal with anybody. So push past your own fears, darling, okay? All of you. Think about today what your deeper fears are. Think about what they represent. Is it really just fear of a snake or fear of flying or fear of a spider? Or is it that fear actually represent something much more deeper within yourself that you can push through to become a better you? Just for yourself, guys, because you are not doing this for anybody else. And I will tell you this, when you get done, this has nothing to do with anybody else but you. It is you are evolving. And trust me when I say this, not everybody's going to evolve with you. You might leave a few behind, and that hurts. It sucks. But trust me when I say more are going to come to you. More people are going to come to you. And when those people that kind of got left behind, I hate to say it that way, evolve, they're going to show back up again because they're going to have a better understanding of who you are. At least that's what I pray for. Okay. So start your journey today if you haven't already started it. Trust me, it's worth it. It sucks, but it's worth it, guys. It's worth it. And just so you know, when you finally complete it, because I think I have, there's going to be another one. It never ends. There will be another one. It's not like poof, and no, poof, you're magical, you're done, you die. And since I'm not predicted to die in the next week or so, there's going to be a few more evolutions just like you are. So I got to find my next sphere. I got to find my next one and go forward. What are you going to do? You going to do it with me? Let's do this next journey together. Okay, you've all watched me do this last one. Let's do the next one together, guys. Let's all pick a subject of our own personal and evolve to the next stage, the next things. Okay, next growth. Exactly, Mo. Okay, everybody, with that being said, I'm going to take a quick break. And when I come back, I'm going to bring through in Miss Kerry. This is DeEtte here on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com.
Ellie Weisensel's Psychic Medium is a medical intuitive that specializes as a body code practitioner. As an energy healer, Ellie offers additional services that allow her modalities to be intertwined with energetic healing. Within your subconscious lies information that knows everything about you and why you deal with specific conditions. The subconscious can be considered the blueprint to your entire body. With Ellie working physically with your subconscious mind, we detect what negative emotions are trapped and where they are stored within the body that is causing you your emotional and physical pain. This work is designed to remove imbalances and correct them energetically, getting to the root cause of why you have your condition, to help balance your body so it may heal itself. Your body is infinitely wise and wants to be in balance. The body code is not only gentle for humans, but it is also a gentle process to help animals. For more information, contact Ellie Weisensel at the website below.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is DeEtte here on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. I'm finally getting to that point where I'm actually sharing the page. I don't know why I did not do it before, but I am sharing it on all the forums that I know for people to listen and watch live. I'm also going to share it to Kerry's page because I'm sure Kerry hasn't shared her page yet because I didn't share it. So where was she going to go with it? So I apologize. And anybody that was listening to the commercial really quick, I just want to let you know that is exactly, oh, guess what? Sherry's ahead of the deal because she found it and I didn't. So there we go. Anybody that is wondering about some of the practitioners that I did use to help me through my growth over the last year, because as you all know, I didn't do this on my own. I used hypnosis, which was DeEtte Ranae, which, like I've all said, you guys can go to my website. Hello, Tony. And you can click on her to go start hypnosis if you like. She does do it remotely. Or the commercial just seen with Ellie Weisensel. She did a ton of work with me and still does with the emotional code. So those are two beautiful practitioners. With that being said, let's bring in Miss Kerry. Hello.
Hi, DeEtte. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself, Miss Kerry? How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. And oh my gosh, I've been sitting backstage listening to your talk about evolution, and it's just so inspiring. And it's such an interesting topic, isn't it? So yeah.
It really is, isn't it? It's mind-blowing, but I don't think we ever realize we're going through it until after we've done. And then you're going, oh, is that what was happening?
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, what a topic to talk about, because that's exactly where I'm at the moment within my own spiritual journey, because we constantly evolve. We never stop, do we? Our soul constantly wants to explore and to evolve. And there's been massive changes even happening in my life as recently. And I'm looking around, I'm like, oh no, here we go again. But it's all good. It's all good. I embrace it. Yeah.
It is, because that's what I was talking about. It's like I finally feel like I've finally gotten there. I'm finally and about the time you finally excel, like, "Oh, I finally feel relief," and then you can feel it in your chest like, "Oh, here we go again."
Absolutely, absolutely. And what was really interesting was, I believe it was Mo talking about the fear of flying.
Yeah.
I had the exact same for years, to a point I even flew to Jamaica with my feet up on the chair, huddled up in like the fetus position, couldn't
Yeah.
put my feet on the floor. It was horrendous. And even the airlines put uh, big orange stickers on my luggage with R written on it as reserved. And my luggage always would go in last because
Right.
they could see the fear on my face of
Oh,
flying. Yeah,
wow. And you fly all over now, don't you?
I do. I love flying now. I
Mm,
absolutely love it.
yeah.
I did go and have hypnotherapy and everything done,
Mhm.
and because I needed to know where this come from, because
Right.
it was quite alien to me, and I'm like, well, how have I got this?
Yeah.
But for me, it was very different. It wasn't just I actually found some amazing past life specialists,
Yes.
and I done some past life regression, and I got all of my answers and
Yeah.
everything. Once I understood that part of me,
Mhm.
it was like a big shift of energy, and there was a massive change. And now I even fly on my own now, which I would never have done.
Yeah.
No, and I fly all over the world.
And that
I love
was Yeah, that was one big thing for myself because my past life regression, because I knew it had to be somewhere.
yeah,
It literally took me back to a time in Egypt where I could see the snake, and it was an asp, and I don't even know what an asp was, but in the past life I knew, and I killed myself, and I literally put my hand out to it to strike me. You know what I mean? And it was like something that I regard as in that life as something sacred I used to kill myself, and that created this fear, but I know the reason I killed myself was because the knowledge I had and the knowledge of I knew what would happen. So I killed
yeah.
myself.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's such a deep thing, isn't it, as well?
it is
But
huge.
once you start to understand this
Mhm.
and explore this, it's life changing, isn't it? Well, it was for myself,
Yeah.
and obviously from what you've been talking about, it seems the same with you. It's
Mhm.
completely life changing.
Yeah. And the funny thing is I'm still not gonna go touch a snake. Congratulations for going flying. I'm still not gonna go curl up with one. Just because I think it's common sense, you know what I mean? There's a lot of snakes that they can wrap you, they can strike you. I mean, if it was a bite, it'd be like, this hurts, but get over it? But I will go to the zoo with my grandkids and I stare at them and I think they're beautiful now and I watch them on I couldn't even look at a picture before, but I'm not gonna just for safety zone because I don't know how to handle one, I'm not gonna put myself in that position. If I had that understanding, I think it would be different, but I'm all about spirit, let's just leave the snakes alone, I'm over the fear, let's keep going.
I just deal with it as I do.
But I know if it's in the yard, I'm not gonna run anymore, I'm not honey, I even trained my own horse. The horse I used to have, I trained it to run from a gardener snake. A gardener's snake. I mean, my horse had no fear. If it seen a snake, you knew it did because you would hear the and you knew it was up on all, and you would hear it bolt and jump a fence if it seen a snake. Because that's what I did every time I seen a gardener snake. I'd scream and I'd run and I'd jump the fence to get out of it. So I taught my horse how to do the same thing. Not healthy.
Oh, God. Oh, bless.
Not healthy. And we are the horse are no longer together, so I hope it's gotten over its fear too. So if not, the
Oh,
new
bless
owner's
the
going,
horse.
why?
Oh, that's just great, though.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your journey. How did you I know you've been doing this for like 20, 25 years, but how did you get started? And I think it's funny because I know how long you've been saying this. And when we spoke recently, you went, I'm finally getting a niche. I'm finally making a niche where you're at. So that says huge. But how did you get started? How did this?
Oh, wow. Okay. I must admit, for me, it was quite young. I was quite young when this all started to happen. My nan on my dad's side, she was an avid spiritualist and would go to spiritual church and things like this.
Right.
And I would go around to my nan's. I was about 6 years old, and we would have conversations about the spirit world. She would talk to me about spirit,
Mhm.
and she actually took me to a spiritual church as well. So I was really quite young, and my nan was quite gifted as well.
Mhm.
So, sometimes I think it goes through the lineage of the family.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I become really interested in it. But it was really strange, Deb, because we're going back quite a few years when I was 6.
You're younger than me, so it's okay.
Okay, and and wasn't something though that I really discussed outside of the conversation with my nan.
Right.
So for some strange reason, and then when I was about 13. I went to Swanage for a weekend, as you do, with a family trip, and my dad gave me some pocket money, and I
Right.
went into the shop, and there was this most wonderful pack of cards. And of course, at 13, I wasn't completely understanding what they were,
Right.
but they were tarot cards. And I bought them at my pocket money, and I absolutely loved them. And I would just mess about with them and things like this, not really understanding what I was doing. And this is quite funny. And I will share this because it wasn't until one of my friends said to me, "Come on, Kerry, what are them cards about?" And I said to her, "Do you wanna have a go?" She was like, "Yeah, okay." So there I was doing the cards. I said, "Right, don't ask me the question. Ask it in your mind.
Right.
Okay, and we're going to shuffle the deck and pick the cards." So she did. She picked out this card and she was like, "Oh," and I interpreted this card. Didn't have a clue what I was doing.
Right.
And then I said to her, "Right, let's do another one." But I didn't realize she'd actually asked the same question. And
Oh.
she'd done it 3 times. We done this. 3 times she asked the same question. 3 times she picked out exactly the same card in a whole deck of tarot cards. Well, DeEtte, she got up, she ran out of my house.
I would have too.
And she was like, "Oh my God, Kerry, you're a witch." And I was like, "What have I done?" You know, yeah, and I must admit, it did scare me a bit then,
Right.
and I have to confess, and it's one of my biggest regrets, dear. I then actually took the cards and threw them away. And that I really do regret now. But it was because of my lack of understanding,
Yep.
So and then I would suppose I was about 20 and I started really getting in. I went to development circle and then really started to establish my mediumship, because I absolutely would see spirit.
Mhm.
Even when I was really young, I would see spirit, and I actually thought everyone else could. I
Mhm.
didn't fully understand why other people wasn't able to see the same as what I was at that time.
Right.
So, yes, I went to circle, and my very first circle, and I came out of there and I cried. I
Okay.
cried because I felt at home.
Yeah.
In here, it
Mhm.
was like a piece of jigsaw puzzle that was missing in my soul.
Yeah.
And then when I was with these like-minded people and who understood what I was talking about, what was going on,
Mm.
that jigsaw piece slotted in. And I found that really emotional for me.
Mhm.
Um, and then it just sort of really continued from there. And then I decided I can't wait for a whole week to
Right.
circle. So I found another circle. So I went twice a week.
There you go.
And I'd done that for about 15 years.
Wow. Now, can you do me a favor and explain, because you're in England,
Yeah.
and like I tell everybody, America versus England, night and day. They're two totally different. Totally different worlds, and it's just not the history of it. But we don't have a lot of spiritualist churches. If I tell people, "Oh, you go in certain circle," they look at me like, "What are you talking about?" In America, you study for 6 months, and they want to start charging. Because yeah, I love the look on your face. You're like, "Huh? What?" You're like, that's unheard of. You
Yeah.
know? So explain to people in England what that means. I mean, what it means to people. What are those things?
So we have a lot of spiritual churches here in England. There's loads, and you know, that's where people do platform demonstrations and things like this, and
Yeah.
they're beautiful spaces. The energy there is amazing, and there's healing before the service normally and also after, and it's just having a lot of like-minded people coming together who is interested in spirituality.
Yeah.
Now I say spirituality because
It's huge.
spirituality is a massive umbrella.
Yeah.
It's not just one facet.
Right.
It's a huge mixture of different faculties of spiritualism. And so we have a lot of churches here, but we also have a lot of development circles. Now, for me, circle isn't for everybody. I understand that. You know,
Right.
I know loads of amazing mediums that never sat in circle, but
Mhm.
have taken the time to sit within their power
Yes.
consistently, because that is our key as a medium. You have to understand our own power, our own higher self, to then be able to understand the difference when we communicate and have that beautiful connection with the spirit world.
Yeah.
So circle teaches us that,
Mhm.
and it teaches us about our own energy, how to hold space,
Yeah.
how to differentiate our energy and spirit's energy.
Mhm.
The training in the UK depends on where you go, because we've got some amazing training spaces here, I have to
Mhm.
say.
You do.
I'm really fortunate as well, because, you know, Arthur Findlay College is just up the road from where I live, which is like lovely. I like the Arthur Findlay College, and, you know, we've got some amazing mediums here as well.
Right.
But again, it's, you know, for us in the UK, it sort of like gets instilled in you that you have to really, the dedication
Mhm.
to spirit, you have to be dedicated, and you have to, it's almost like have that passion for it,
Mhm.
that drive, that passion to really have that connection. And so here in the UK, it is quite, we do have different processes that we also go through as well. Not everybody does that,
Right.
don't get me wrong, okay?
Right.
But personally, from my personal opinion,
Mhm.
I sat in circle for 15 years, twice a week.
That's a long time.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But that gave me, I understood the mechanics of me.
Mhm.
I also understood and experienced the mechanics of spirit. So I personally feel that training and understanding and experience should be taken in a real nice pace,
Mhm.
and it's a continuous journey. We never stop. Even now, dear, I still sit in my power. I still, make that time. And every time I do a demonstration of mediumship, I come home and I sit down with my spirit team and I say to my team, how can I improve my communication?
Yeah.
Every single time after I do a platform demonstration.
Mhm.
As we change, so does spirit as
Yeah.
well. And spirit are also evolving. So we have to keep that understanding of the differences. Yeah.
And it is hugely different. You know, it's
Mhm.
hugely we don't have for me to go to church, I've got 2 options. I can go an hour and a half away to one church, or I can drive 9.5 hours away to my church. My church is in Lilydale. It's a 9.5 hour drive to go to my spiritualist church. If that tells you. I mean, they do have a few here in this state and a few there in that state, but they're not always easy to find here. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Now I'm really surprised here
Yeah.
because you know where you are, it's such a upbeat and
It is.
really, I've never been to the States yet. So
Right. Oh,
you know, how I sort of seem to view it is that America always seems to be like one step ahead. and have lots of everything,
Right.
So I'm really quite surprised. So
Mhm.
DeEtte, you need to get your own spiritual center.
I no, 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 no. I got enough. Maria's watching. I know Maria's going from concert. No, no, no. I'm not gonna put that on myself. They are. I know there's like a few down in like Illinois. I know, you know what I mean, but they're there. But you're a lot of times if you find them, they're popped up in somebody's living room. You know, if you find one, there's not a lot of just structure built for spirituality here. You know. Oh, great, Maria! I knew you were going to start her. She puts that we can do it together via Zoom. I knew. I knew.
Absolutely.
No,
Why
I
not?
just called Maria. I'm like, don't even listen, Maria.
Good idea, Maria. I like that. Absolutely.
What's next evolution?
You won't invite me back on your show anymore now, dear.
I will always bring you back on. Always bring you back on. I always. I love that though, because I do love to see your growth versus some, because a lot of people in America, I speak with them and it's, I took a class and I started reading. I took a class and I started reading. And you're like, to me, it's so much more evolved. It really is so much more, in depth. It's pushing past. There's, and you're constantly evolving, but there is a responsibility with it. There's a huge responsibility.
Say that to you. Absolutely. The personal responsibility that comes with especially delivering a reading.
Mm-hmm.
I personally think as well that grief is not spoken enough about.
Yeah.
And I actually really believe mediums, we need to really understand grief.
Mm-hmm.
And because especially if you're doing a reading for someone who's in that grief stage as well, we need to understand, because, and it is literally what they say here is, when you do a reading, you've got somebody's life in the palm of your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And we are here to empower, not disempower.
Right.
So that's really quite important. So the personal responsibility, I'm really passionate about, and with all my students, I drive them crackers with it, dear. Because it's such a big thing. And I hear, in fact, I was having a conversation with a student last night that was told something that it goes against my ethics, and and it's made her ill, and be ill with worry. And but then again, you've got to look at that and think, well, where's that personal responsibility of that medium to do that? And then let that person walk out of your space, having to have that in their mind, and just to let someone go off. It's, so I do feel here grief and personal responsibility are massive, and I do feel here courses on that are imperative. Development.
And I'm going to push it one step further, because you also have to be, I hate the word intuit. I don't even know why. It's just a word I don't like. But you have to intuit. You have to know what's going on here, but you also have to know what's going on with your person that you're reading for, all at the same time. Because I actually have this reading going through my head. I literally just did last week. And you know how we never remember readings. They're gone. But this one's going to stay with me forever, because literally I was reading for a woman that was in active miscarriage of a baby, actively miscarriaging. It had been her fourth one. And I'm talking to the soul over here that keeps trying to come through and telling her what has been going on. And I'm almost laughing. I'm trying not to laugh. And I'm looking at the lady going, I apologize. His personality. And she goes, please tell me what he said. I said, I don't want to, because I feel like it's very disrespectful. She goes, please tell me. And I finally went, he told me when you sit down in the toilet and you stand up, just wipe, flush, and walk away, be done with it. We'll try again. And she started laughing so hard. And I'm like, She's like, that's my personality. I know this is my child because that's exactly what I would say. And I
Wow.
was almost mortified because I mean, I'm trying to be in her, even as I'm understanding her process. I'm feeling from her, do this with humor, do this with this, do this with this. And here's her soul, her person coming through with laughter because that's how she heals through her grief.
Yeah.
You know, so it's pushing past just not only understanding the processes of grief, but to understand how your person deals with this. How does your person react?
Absolutely. And you are correct. We have to intuit that that space as to where that person's in at that time of that given time of that reading.
Yeah,
You know, we have to really intuit and understand to see and make sure that they're okay.
yeah,
And again, DeEtte, that isn't something that can be understood in a
no,
one-day workshop.
no, God, no.
And this is the thing. This is what, you know, it freaks me out, yeah. You
Yeah,
know, and I've had it with like sometimes students come in and they do classes, they go, can I go out and do readings now? I'm like, no, no. Please don't. Please take your time with your development. Please understand
Mhm.
every single facet you can about you, and also how the communication happens, and also how to deal with, you know, you've got sometimes, and I had this once where I've had it a couple of times, but this one particular one really stayed with me. And I actually was, this story was actually put into a magazine of Spirit and Destiny.
Okay.
And yeah, and you know, this young guy comes to me, and you know, cut a long story short here, you know, he sat down and I had to, like, oh my gosh, I was his last stop
Right.
before he was going to go and take his own life.
Yeah. Yep.
Whoa, huge,
Huge. That's huge. Yeah.
because I need to get this as correct as I can.
Yep.
I can't stop someone doing that,
No.
but I can give someone hope.
Mhm.
And I had to really intuit of how I was going to do this and how his headspace was at.
Yeah.
So what I had to do, I had to go right into his past
Yeah.
to gain that trust. And once he gained the trust, I then could go into his pathway.
Yeah.
And you know what? 8 months later, he phoned me up.
Yeah.
And he didn't go through with the suicide.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. We're not just
Incredible.
dealing with just doing a reading and like, oh yeah, da da da. We
Yeah.
are dealing with raw emotions
Yeah.
and people's lives.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so passionate about really understanding energy
Yeah.
and understanding that personal responsibility.
Yeah.
Crucial. So
It
yeah.
really is. It is. And you know, I know I love it because my training of grief came from my medical, all about medical, you know, but it was not just training about grief, but cultures, how different cultures and how different people react, and you know, how all those aspects. And that is so much that really I don't even think is taught in mediumship. You know, it's just it's not taught. We tend to not, you know, like if I was any other medium with the lady I had last week, I would have went just down the grief, and I don't think she would have received what she needed at the end. You know what I mean? Because and I wasn't going down that. I was going down the what I've been taught in here until this other side's like screaming at her. She's telling me, you know what I mean? But it was through
Yeah.
that laughter that she gets through there. But she called me because everybody was going, "Oh, you poor thing, 4 times." You know what I mean? And she's like, "That's not what I need to heal. That's not how I need to get through this." And,
Yeah.
you know, and that's her and her culture. That's how she was brought up. You look at different cultures, everybody's different. Everybody's different. And I hear that. Like here, I have a lot of Native American culture. And they will tell me, if I will look at them and say, are you traditional? Yes. Okay, thank you. That makes sense because they have a longer ceremonial time of passing, of grieving. So, understand that's huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you teach that.
And this is the thing. This is what I really feel as well, dear, is even missing in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
I actually believe that in the UK, we are still lacking of the tutoring and understanding of the grief stages, how to deal with grief and things like this. We are still lacking on the personal responsibility.
Right.
And, that, and as you say, mediumship, it's not just about communicating with spirit or being a psychic and communicating about your life.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much more that comes into a reading, and people don't really always understand that. And I see so many people that want to just sort of like just run before they can walk.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be really detrimental to other people. Yeah.
So it's safe to say that your mediumship is very a healing mediumship.
Yes.
That's a healing medium.
Yeah, absolutely. Because how it's so lovely. Sorry about my clock.
Oh, no, it's beautiful. I don't hear that here very often. I'm like, it's beautiful. To me, it takes me back to childhood. I'm like, yes.
I'm at my mum's. This is my mum's home. So
beautiful.
yeah,
I get, the pillows and everything. I totally get it with the pictures of your mom and a little bit. I got to get to know her through the journey. So I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, when we're talking about healing with mediumship here, how beautiful that we can bring through the not just the evidence,
Mm-hmm.
but we can actually, as a medium, bring through that beautiful essence of spirit. That the true personality, that character, that passion, to bring that through to somebody where they can sit in a room with you and say to you, oh my gosh, I can feel my mum is here with us.
Yeah.
That is healing in itself. Because it's not just through words of a medium, it's about your recipient, your client, actually experiencing that beautiful energy themselves. That is where the healing takes place.
That's beautiful. And you've just broke my whole theory here that I teach everybody. You just smashed it, just so you know. Well, no, it's because everybody goes, how do you teach? And I said, well, in my mind, there's two different types of readings. You've got American. We're going to bring through some evidence. We're going to bring through a lot of personality. We're going to bring through a lot of message. You've got English, which is going to be evidence, 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 evidence. Next one. Evidence, evidence. You know what I mean? I love your eye roll. You're like, yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Broke from the English lady, just broke my theory.
Absolutely.
You take Kerry, put her on the American side.
Because, mediumship isn't about being regimental.
Yeah.
Mediumship isn't about, we have to be in this box and we have to say X, Y, Z. Mediumship is bringing that. I see, I'm talking with my passion now. I love what I do.
I love it though. Yeah.
Mediumship is really bringing through that space, that evidence of energy, of feeling. And when you can actually have your client or the audience in a public demonstration experience that, wow. And I feel it's like we have to have a balance. We have to have a balance of that beautiful blend, the blend of spirit, and also bring in the evidence, because we do still need that evidence part of that. as
Yeah.
well, because us as human beings, it's our need.
Mm-hmm.
And also because, there's a lot of people out there that say that they're mediums but don't actually really deliver that. They're working on a psychic link. It's very different. So psychic and mediumship are like so different.
You've just
Absolutely.
hit my biggest pet peeve in life.
Yep.
It's beyond a pet peeve. I'm going to say, it just straight up pisses me off every time I see it, and I want to throat punch people that
Absolutely.
go there. I mean, I
Mhm.
apologize for being just so, but I even tell my students, do not do this. You know what I mean? Like, but we can't walk up to people and go, I see you doing that. You just literally have to walk away going, you know?
Yep.
And it cringes because I can't help. And it's, I don't know about you, for me, my pet peeve, because I can't ethically walk up to somebody and say, do you realize what you're doing? You know what I mean? You can't do it. You hope to give a little education. You hope they come through that. But they're doing an injustice. Such an
Absolutely.
injustice.
And I was having this conversation, funny enough, before we came on live today. A friend come over, and actually she's commented on here today. Karen, her name is Karen
Oh,
Pierce.
beautiful. I was like,
Hi,
who's Karen? Who's Karen?
And
I'm
we
great
was talking,
with your voice.
and I was explaining to her the difference, because she
Mhm.
didn't know the difference of the psychic and the mediumship, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, Kerry, I didn't really realize that."
Mhm.
I said, the thing is, as a psychic, well, not just me, but as a psychic, we are able to see
Mhm.
people that, it's almost like the grief stage that's embedded into the auric field. So we can still tap into that as a psychic.
Okay.
And understand, okay, so I can see your mum's past, da-di-da. There's memories, because them memories are there in their energy.
Yep.
And, and so people seem to, if you don't understand the difference of that, which are not a lot of people who are wanting readings do understand. So I really feel that that's also something that needs to be talked about, openly discussed, even, sort of explored a bit
Mhm.
more to show people that difference. The
Yeah.
only thing you can't do as a psychic, and doing that, is that you won't be able to do that blend and bring through that essence of that person,
Yeah.
because it's not there. It's in a psychic level,
Yep.
So that's something. And again, DeEtte, it pisses me off as well.
Well, I mean, I get harsh words, but you know what? I have another show that's called Unfiltered with DeEtte. You know what I mean? Because I am very unfiltered. I'm
Yeah.
cleaning the mouth up. I promise. I've been working so hard to clean. Ooh, I could see you backstage, like going, "What did she just say?" I was like, "My mouth doesn't know how to shut up." There's few
Oh,
words I tried to refrain from, but I haven't been doing so wonderful. And it's okay. But you also teach platform mediumship, don't you? Platform galleries, teach it to people.
yes, I do. Yes,
I
because
am
in the UK, there's a lot here.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's, yeah.
and we don't have a lot here. We don't have a lot, but I do teach it, and I just started teaching it, and I love to teach it. But I will tell you, and I always tell my students when I'm teaching it, keep out of the audience, keep away, do not walk down, keep away. It's
Mhm.
like, you know what? And I'm going to name some bigger names. Yes, United States names. Yes, Teresa Caputo will go into the audience. You will see Matt Frazier go in the audience. You will see certain ones go into the audience, but still watch them when they go in. They're not getting nose to nose with their person. They got a crowd of 500. They're coming up within 10, 15, 20 feet of them, but they're keeping out of that energy.
Mhm.
You know, being new at this, you're going to have a room of 20. Keep out of that audience. And they don't understand why. And they will fight me on this until their oh yeah, they fight. Like last dying day, I feel you're wrong. Well, great psychic reading. Good job.
Yeah.
But that's not the purpose
Absolutely.
of the class.
Yeah. And it's like, before I go and do a public dam, it's quite funny actually, because the people like who may book me on the agencies and things, they go to me, Kerry, are you here? We've got 10 minutes. And I'm like, Yes, I'm here, but I'm outside.
Mhm.
I won't engage in my audience prior because I do not want to work in a psychic element.
Yes.
And, and so I literally say to them, listen, I'm going to rock up in 2 minutes too.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I will just get straight up onto that stage and we will just work. And I must admit, I don't actually go down into my audience at all.
Mhm.
And I'm on my stage and I literally just hold space.
Yeah.
I hold space with spirit. It's like a beautiful vortex.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on then, guys, let's work,
Mhm.
And I actually don't look at my audience until I'm ready to then initiate that connection.
Yeah.
You see? Yeah.
Yeah. I love that because that's the way I am. That's why I am.
Yeah.
I've done it once where I sat there in the room and I went, "Oh, I can't do this." And I literally was like, it feels very like I can't do this. It's like, oh, because I'm taking on all their psychic junk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're filling up with that. And you're like, oh, I can't even get through this. I gotta go. I gotta go sage myself. It's nothing against the audience or the people, but it's getting all of their
Mhm.
humdrums about their life and everything off of you because you've just taken all that on. And it's just
And
it's
it's like walking through treacle,
yeah,
isn't it?
it
Yeah,
is.
absolutely.
It
Yeah.
it really is, and I have found my best demonstrations is when I'm hiding. I'm hiding somewhere. I don't want no, I'm hiding. Leave me alone. I will walk through like a bombshell. Boop, I've got a very big personality. I don't know if you've noticed, but I will walk through and like, "Hey, I'm here, guys." You know what I mean? Because that's me.
And
So,
that's the thing. Yeah. And that's exactly what I do. I sort of
yeah,
take myself away
yeah,
and I like to just keep in my space.
yeah.
And then if we have like a break, an intermittent break, um, I will make sure I go through the back way as well. And it's not because I don't want to talk to people. It's not that
Right.
at all. I love chatting to people. I love to get to know people. But at that time in moment, I need to keep my space and my energy
Mhm.
into that connection still. And sometimes people want to come up and talk to me during an intermittent break there, and I'm like, come speak to me at the end because
Yeah.
I have to get away just to keep myself focused and into that space. Because again, it's hard. Um, Otherwise, sometimes you get dropped into the psychic, and then and when we work on a psychic, we work on a very earthbound
Right.
aspect. And so then we've got to raise that vibration again for that communication with spirit. So
Yeah.
otherwise, we're like up and down like a yo-yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be you know what? When you're really good, you can do that, but it's
Mhm.
exhausting.
Yeah.
It's exhausting, you
Yeah.
know? But then to recognize what level you're in is a whole nother that's a whole nother ballgame. That's a whole nother ballgame, you know? So,
Yeah.
I love that. So you've talked about teaching, now you have a school. You tell
Yes,
me about
I
the school.
do. I have the KS Academy of Spirituality,
Yeah.
which is my own personal school.
Mhm.
Um, on that, really, it's more like mentorships.
Mhm.
So they are like a 10-month to a year training course. Again, it's because I'm so passionate
Mhm.
with all the facets of spirituality. So yeah, I love my school. I've got some amazing students, and even I was teaching last night, and at the end of the teaching I was like, guys, you absolutely rock, you've been amazing. And they lift my energy so much because there's nothing more better than a teacher to get excited to
Mhm.
see their students evolve and
Right.
to really, start to fly and establish themselves. So that's my personal school there. But then I've also got a a membership academy, and it's
Mhm.
called Infinite Soul Circle
Yeah.
Academy, and that's great. And there's like 3 of us teachers there, and we do a lot of certification training in
Yeah.
that part as well. So yeah,
Well, cool.
and I
Let
important, you know, just to reach out to others, to help others to, you know, explore their own soul or their own development.
How did you get to the point where you wanted to teach, though? I mean, not everybody says, "Oh, I want to be a teacher." Most people say, "I don't want to teach."
No, I didn't. I didn't even want to do platform, dear.
Oh, and you love platform.
No, and I never forget. You've probably heard of Tony Stockwell.
I have, yes. I haven't met him, but I have heard of him.
Oh,
Someday.
yeah, Tony's lovely. And you know, I used to go a lot along to Tony's training academy as well.
Mhm.
And I remember in class once, he turned around and said, "So, who wants to do platform mediumship?" And no one really put their hands up. And then he said, "So, who wants to do teaching?" Everyone's hand goes up. I'm just still sitting there like this. And he goes to me, "Kerry, what is it you want to do?" And I went, "I don't know. I'm just here. I'm just here in this space." I said, and I really don't know. I'm just happy to be in this space.
Right.
You know? But yeah, so I'm very much, dear, I'm very much, I never pre-plan anything.
Mhm.
And you know, apart from obviously and if I'm doing lessons and teaching, then that's all completely pre-planned.
Right.
But, you know, within my own journey, nothing was ever pre-planned. Nothing was premeditated. Everything for me has been, that feels right.
Mhm. I think it's funny because for myself, I always say I don't want to do this. I don't know. I'm same story, except for my heart chakra jumps out at people. I mean, like, I'm going to tell you the story how I became a master teacher because I shouldn't have been one, not on any level. And I was sitting in certification with Lisa at her summit. Had no clue who Lisa was because I didn't know who she was. And somebody asked during lunchtime, she's eating her salad, and somebody brings up master teacher, and my heart chakra flew out of my chest and nailed her hard. And she was down like this, and I went, and she looked up and she goes, "I felt that." And I'm like, "I am so sorry. I guess I want it." She goes, "I would say so." I'm like, "I don't want to be a teacher." Next thing you know, I'm in the darn class.
Excellent. Love it. Love that.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
That's
Yeah.
how mine does. My heart chakra screams out, "I'm gonna do something." And I'm like, "No, I'm not." My head's going, "No, no." And my heart's like, "Yes, you are."
For me, Lisa,
Yeah.
Lisa was a big part of my influence when I was younger.
Okay.
I used to watch every single program of Life Among the Dead.
Okay.
And, you know, she was a big inspiration for me.
Okay.
And then when I found out she was coming to the UK, I was like, yes. You know, and so I enrolled straight away onto her courses. And, you know, then she said about the master teachers, and I was like, I'm so there. Yeah, I wouldn't let it go. I was like, you know, so yeah, I Master Teachers is amazing, and I'm so humble and honoured to be a master teacher under her schooling as well. So that's great, you as well there. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? And that's just it because I'm not only now I actually work a lot within the school.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be doing more through the school. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. Again, didn't want it, but Spirit said, "Guess what?" I'm like, I love it. I love it. So where do you see yourself going? Where do you see this journey taking you?
Oh gosh, that's quite a hard question, dear. I
It
have to
is.
say, it
It
really
is.
is.
For a lady that doesn't plan.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love my teaching. Love my teaching. Because for me, as I said earlier, to watch someone unfold and awaken to their ability is priceless.
Right.
And to be a part of that with that person in their journey, I find really humbling. And so for me, I would definitely say more on the teaching side. But I also really, really enjoy doing my platform mediumship. I love platform. And it's almost like I'm on this big adrenaline buzz when I'm up there on stage. And it's funny because me and Maria demmed together not so long ago.
I was so jealous.
Yeah. Marie come over to the UK and he was like, come on, let's get a dem together. And it was great. We worked. We just bounced off each other, and the energy in that space was incredible. And I don't know if you've announced it yet, but you're coming to the
I
UK.
haven't. I was waiting until you were on here.
I'll leave that part to you then.
So all these people, when I say I've got 2 trips, I'm going to Ireland for one, but I'm coming to Kerry, and me and Kerry are going to work together, and it's going to be dynamic. We're going to teach together. We're going to dem together, and we're going to get Kerry into paranormal.
I'm super excited about it because here where I live in Essex, in England, we have some incredible different sites that have huge activity that I'm going to take you to, and we are going to organize a paranormal investigation trip, and also me and DeEtte, when you would come over here in Essex, you're going to be demming in Essex, so
I'm going to be demming in Essex.
you'll have the Essex accent by the time you go back home.
I will. I will. And there's no lie in that, because I grab accents really, really fast, like insanely fast, like, and they come natural. So all of a sudden she should see me when I went to Scotland. It was like, oh boy, nobody could understand me when I came home.
We're going to have a blast though when you come over, seriously. And I'm thinking maybe we could do a couple of demonstrations.
Oh, let's do it.
Because I'm thinking maybe Essex, and also let's go into London.
Oh yes, I would love to.
And sort of do a public dem. Do a couple while you're over. Let's sort of make the most of you while you're over here. Quick grab you to do it all.
Everybody else to me goes, okay, when you go on vacation, what do? I go, and I guess I technically work from what anybody else's standards would be, because it's my life. This is my passion. This is my joy. There is no work when you get to talk to spirit. You know what I mean? Now, sitting down to organize a lesson plan, that's work.
That's different then. Yeah, absolutely.
That's work. This is fun. And I'm so looking forward to, I can't even tell you. I've been like, next November in England. Oh my gosh, let's do this.
Absolutely. Definitely. So I'm super excited. To
me
work
too.
alongside
If it goes well, we're just going to go on a world tour. I'm telling you.
Hey, why not?
He's like, really, world tour?
Fantastic.
Well, I just watch you because you're in Spain, you're here, you're there, you're everywhere, and to me, I'm in awe. I'm like, I was bored. Miria, I love doing my lesson plans, ladies.
Excellent. I do love traveling, and that's the thing. Traveling is a big part of my life, and I love culture. So if I can go abroad and I'm working and I'm experiencing different cultures and things like this, for me, it's about evolving.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
It really is, and people don't realize that. Travel is a lot of fun, but it's more than going to see the Taj Mahal or the pyramids, because you are taking in, especially as a medium, you are taking in so much, and you're adding to this library, and then that library grows, and your clientele grows, and your evolution grows, and everything just grows, and it's huge. It's huge.
Absolutely. And how blessed are we though, DeEtte, to have that understanding?
Yes.
To actually have that understanding of evolution and spirit and culture, and to be able to have that experience too, and that knowledge of being able to do that. I'm blessed, completely blessed.
We are complete. I can't say enough about that. I really can't, just because it's so huge. Maria's like goosebumps. She's going to come there again soon. Maria's going to England at least once, if not twice a year. She loves England. I live I don't know, this. I live vicariously through Maria, because I love to travel, but I don't get to travel as much as Maria does. And Maria will go to France or England or Ireland, wherever she goes, and she takes a million pictures and she sends them to me every day. And it's like I'm on vacation with her, and I love it.
Oh, fantastic. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
she
that's
says, "That's how we do it until I start traveling more like her." So I'll take it. So,
brilliant.
I love it. So where is next on your travels? Where is next on your travels? And to do what when you get there?
Oh, wow. Okay. So, I'm actually working in Spain next.
Okay.
So I'm going over to Spain and I'm working in Spain. I'm doing a couple of platform demonstrations in Spain,
Okay.
and I'm also doing some teaching. But the teaching is not mediumship. The teaching I'm doing is soul work.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's about working on your soul and understanding your soul and having that. It's almost like awakening your soul's voice.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm teaching that there, and I'm also in the process of booking to teach in India as well.
You love India.
I love India. Yeah. Definitely got a past life going on in India.
Oh my
Definitely, yeah. So yeah, so I'm looking in India and also in Asia, in Thailand as well. So yeah, because them two places really captured a part of my heart, my soul, and I find them very spiritually empowering when I'm there.
Mhm.
And I've met some amazing people there as well,
Mhm.
and I've been asked to work. So yes, so yeah,
Wow, Thailand, and then I'll tell you what, my heart's there with you. So there. You know what I mean? Just
come with me, DeEtte.
Thailand and Tibet. As long as you stop at Tibet too along the way, someplace.
Yeah, we'll do a whole complete road trip.
I'm not lying. I have a secret crush on the Dalai Lama. I will not, just all of them, not just one, all of them. I have a
Yeah.
secret crush on all of them. The whole the lineage, the everything behind it. It's an obsession. It was an obsession, I won't lie, for a while. It was a huge obsession, especially when you go into past lives and but the
Mhm.
reality of it and just the journey of it. And to me, it's
Yeah,
just huge. To me, it's huge. There's not
absolutely.
enough teaching about it,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. I love it. You
Yeah.
know, it's so interesting, and that's the thing. In India, I learned a lot about Buddhism and Hinduism.
Mhm.
You know, I'm also a Buddhist practitioner
Okay.
as well, and yeah, I've done what they call your medicine Buddha. That's like a healing modality under Buddhism and things, and I'm part of a lineage there. But again, it's all about culture and exploring, you know. And even though I do the Buddhism, I don't say I'm a Buddhist,
Right.
you know. And even though I'm spirituality, I don't say I'm a spiritualist,
Right.
you know, because to
Okay.
me, and I don't want to create havoc here, but to me, it's not religion, it's belief, and
Oh,
it's
110%.
yeah, it's that belief and that kindness from your soul is what the truth is. Yeah.
Yeah. I always say I'm a card carrying spiritualist, but I really have no clue what that means because at the end of the day, it's just whatever I believe at this time, that time. And there might be a little Wiccan and there might be a little Druidism and there might be a little this and a little that, but it really is whoever I am. But if you want to look at the card, it says spiritualist, but spirituality is huge. There's
Absolutely.
nothing small about spirituality. It is really all encompassing of everything. And and then I always add when I die, I'm gonna ask the big guy on the other side, say, did I screw this up or did I get it right? Or do I have to go back again to learn something else?
And I've always said, dear, don't laugh. I've always said, I'm not coming back no more. I'm
Oh,
done.
yeah, you are. You're coming
I'm
back.
staying. I'm staying
You're
upstairs.
coming back. You're coming back. Everybody. Very few. And I always laugh at people because this is my spiel because I do a lot of events and I do a lot of uh, our education on what I do. It's like, what do you, okay, I teach psychic mediumship development. And I always start with this. For all you people that think you're done, this is my last life. This life has completely sucked and I'm never, ever doing this again. I'm telling you right now, you're going to get to the other side. And once you process and you figure it out, you're going to go, holy shit, that was the best freaking roller coaster I was ever on. Let's do it again, because everybody does it. Everybody gets off the roller coaster. They got this fear. They get up there. They're like, this sucks. Oh my God. No, I never want to do this. And then they throw their arms up and they scream in panic. And the adrenaline rush is huge. And you go up and you go down and they whip you around. You have whiplash. And when you get done, you go, oh, how long's the line? I want to get back in and do it again. Maria.
I'm done too.
Yeah, but it's just FUN 9987765. No.
Oh my word.
And we will be the first in line to say, I'll do this again.
Oh, don't. I've said it though, even from when I, a youngster, saying I'm not coming back.
No.
Hopefully my last carnation on earth.
You know what? I have a feeling heaven is going to be full of souls after this period of time is done, because we're all like, we've done it. We've had enough. This is no longer, we're learning how to drive. We're no longer inventing a car. We're done with the easy stuff. We're getting into the hard stuff. We don't want to do this anymore. We're done. Yeah. And I think there's going to have to be some social, spiritual social workers on the other side to go.
Spiritual social workers, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
But you know what? They'll convince us all because we're fools. We'll do it. You know what? Because we'll all go, oh, but we want to help people. If they don't get us on the excitement, they'll get us on the, but you love to help. You're right. That's why I was a medium. Okay. I'll go help.
Just remind me not to sign the contract next time.
There you go. That's it. I'm going on a free-for-all. I get to change it as I go. And again, it'll be interesting when we get there. Now, one last question from somebody. They asked, when two or more mediums are together, can you connect to the same spirit or have a group conversation? Now, I know the answer to that, but go ahead and explain it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's a good question, because the spirit world, they never cease to amaze me. They never. Oh,
hi. He just came and said, Nani, I have an owie. What's going on? His mommy's out there. Trust me. It's not just me and him.
Oh, bless.
Let me see. Oh, did the kitty scratch you? Oh, slow pop? Yeah. Can I give it a kiss? No. Okay. Should mommy go give it a kiss? No, okay, have mommy go get you a Band-Aid, okay? Me. Okay, go get your Band-Aid. Sorry, guys.
Oh,
it's for a reason.
Oh, bless. Oh, but that's a really good question, because the answer to that, Nancy, is absolutely okay. Because the thing is, we are energy, and energy is like tangible. All right, it's not solid, and it's a flow. And we as mediums, we can both be up working, and me and Lisa done it. When Lisa come over to the UK, me and Lisa was up working together, and we was both bringing through different aspects of that spirit, you know, and it was incredible. And the intelligence of the spirit world is profound, and absolutely, we can communicate and connect with that one spirit person with a couple of us mediums at the same time. And it's almost like that multi-dimensional aspect going on there.
He's coming back for a Band-Aid. I don't know where mommy is.
It's got the Band-Aids.
Talking about healing stuff, so I guess it's perfect.
Oh, that's it.
His mommy's probably upstairs. She probably went to get dressed, so he's bringing in. He got a cat scratch. But I love it, because you know what? I love to double link. Yep, it is right there. I love to double link. I love to. Yeah, are you showing Kerry right there? Are you showing everybody listening right there too? Yeah. My granddaughter's cute, because she'll come in and then she does readings for people, that's priceless when that happens.
Brilliant.
You know, I'm still a nurse in everybody's eyes here, which is fine. So there you go, baby. Love you. Go show mommy. So in my house, I'm the nurse. I'm Nurse Nani on top of it. So any boo-boo, there's a locked door, believe it or not, between him and I, and he knows how to put the the rake tail comb in there to unlock it, and that's what he's done. He's like, I know.
Then you go hi to everybody.
Yeah, he just, hey, you know what? But he's like, he's got a little scratch, so he needs a Band-Aid. So there you go. So what is it you would like to tell people? What is your message for people? Like any inspiration?
Okay.
I almost want to say shenanigans.
Okay. I suppose really is all we have is this precise moment in life. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, just this one precise moment. Mm-hmm. And it's within this moment, DeEtte, that is the most crucial and important part. And it is so important to do and follow from your soul, not from your head, not from your heart, but from your soul space. Mm-hmm. And to really be led by that, to find that stillness, the happiness, love from your soul, yourself. And no matter what happens in this moment, everything in life is temporary. Nothing's permanent. Mm-hmm. So no matter what you're going through at this precise moment in life, it will pass. And nothing's on a permanent basis. And I just feel so passionate to keep everything in a moment, to be able to follow and pursue happiness and to do what is right for you through kindness, love, and understanding, and to never give up. Never give up. And that also goes on to, if you are in spiritual development, you are going to come across hiccups. You are going to come across delays. You are going to get to a point of where you're going to be frustrated. Don't give up. It's all part of the process. Because remember, guys, there's always a master plan beyond anything that you see in a physical than now. There's a master plan with everything that we do in our lives. And it comes down to trust. Just trust.
Which is beautiful. Thank you so much, Kerry. Now, how people find you? What is your website, my dear?
So, okay, you can hop over to my website and it's kerrystanfast.com. Pretty straightforward. And on my Facebook and my Instagram, it's all Kerry Standfast, just my name. And, it's quite an unusual name, my name, Standfast. So I'm not that hard to find. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today and coming on, saying yes. I appreciate you so much. And I cannot wait to talk more and come and see you and hug you in person next year. Oh, my God.
Absolutely. Super excited. Thank you so much for having me on your show. And it's been an absolute pleasure talking with you today.
Thank you so much. You have a great day, okay? And everybody else, I'll be back in a few minutes with our weekly reading. Bye-bye, Kerry.
Bye.
Certified psychic medium Stephanie Lynn creates an authentic connection between the living and the spirit world. Stephanie knows she is here to help heal, educate, and provide validation that there is more after death, and allows herself to be a conduit and work as a team with spirit to pass on messages from their world to ours. Stephanie Lynn also works as a spiritual life coach to help you achieve, create, and manifest your best self and life. Looking for help communicating with an animal? Searching for a past life regression therapist? Or dealing with a paranormal experience? Stephanie Lynn is here to help. For a list of full services, visit her on Facebook under Stephanie Lynn Spirit Sensitive. That's Stephanie Lynn Spirit Sensitive.
welcome back. This is DeEtte here on School with Your Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. I'll tell you what, God, what an amazing, that was the fastest hour, I think, of my life. Oh my gosh, I just love the dickens out of Kerry. Again, if you want to see more of Kerry, please go to her website, Kerry Standfast Medium.com. She is just as real as you're ever going to get in anybody. I'll tell you what, she's so cool. She has so much information, so much passion, such an amazing lady. And she's always bringing more to the table. And again, guys, if you're in England, if you're in Essex, yes, we did announce it today. I hadn't announced it yet, but we're going to. And you'll see more plans of that over the next year, what's going to be going on. I am going to be going over to England. I believe it's the first week of November in 2023. And we're going to do a couple of gallery demonstrations. We're going to do a day of teaching, a class of all the levels, not just beginners, not just advanced, but all the levels. We're just going to really work on a curriculum that teaches everybody over like an 8-10 hour period of time. And then we're going to do a couple of paranormal investigations. So there's going to be a lot to sign up for, a lot to come see as we explore. And oh, I'm so happy. We're not only just doing Essex, we're going to go into London. Oh my God, what a joy, what a happiness. I can't wait. Seriously cannot wait. I'm so excited for that. And there will be more information to come as we go. And just so y'all know, I still have the trip to Ireland that anybody that wants to go to Ireland, I will put that up very soon and start posting again about that because I am going to Ireland. Matter of fact, can I find it on my, I can find it. Let me find it. And I put the Ireland up in the links if I can get it to open anyway. Figure out where it's opening up in my life here. Okay, that is definitely not what I was looking for. Maybe this is it. Lots of different things. Lots of different things here. So, what is on there? What's there? I got tons of stuff going on. I just don't know where it's all at. Okay. Maybe there's another one. I don't know. We will work on this. We will work on this because I want you to be able to get there. I want to be able to keep putting in the comments. Maybe this is the one that I'm looking for. Who knows? Let's do this. We will copy and paste all this. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to put it in the comments, guys, for you all. So that you guys can see this. Okay. Let's see how that shows up, everybody. Let's see how that shows up. A lot has been put in there. Again, I put it in the comments, the Ireland trip for everybody. There is a couple of different things here. Oh my gosh, so much. Maybe I should have separated that. Maybe I should have separated that a little bit. There is a couple of links here. If you go into the comments, you can actually click on the individual links and it will take you into different things. How's that sound, guys? As you see, there's a link here. Let me hide it. There is 2 links in there, guys, though. Trying to hide it. Let me see if I can put the individual links up versus one great big for everybody to go, oh my God, what did she just do to us? Because I'll tell you what, there's a whole lot. But there is 2 different things here that you can click on. It's just information if you want to go to Ireland with me next year. As always, you do have to get your happy tushies to Ireland, but then it is a huge tour. I think it's 9-day tour over in Ireland where we're going up the north side of it. Lots of fun, just traveling, touring Ireland, all that wonderful stuff, and then saying, hey, come on, what? There you go. There, I individualize them. So I instead of putting one big link in there, it's 2 different links. Feel free to go in there, look at things. Lots of fun though. There's a form in there. One of the links I posted is the form that if you want to go, you fill it in. You're basically telling the lady who runs the Secret Ireland tours that, hey, I want to go, and she will send you a message of, when you're going to book your airflight. So, but lots and lots of fun. So that is happening next year. I do believe it's September 27th through October 7th, something like that. Dates are in there. I'll look at more. But I do know it's end of September into early October. I will be back home for about 3.5 weeks, and then I fly back over to England to work with Kerry. So again, lots going on, a lot to discover. On either side of the pond, if you've ever wanted to go to Ireland, there's their tour. So when we're there, we're going to tour a ton of stuff, but we're going to do some paranormal investigation type stuff while we're there. Talk to the spirits of the castle or the energy of the castle, whatever comes first. We might do some readings at night. Who knows? Let's, maybe let's do some healings. Let's just have a fun-filled 10 days of just lots of fun. Lots of fun, lots to explore, lots to do. So let Ireland would be amazing. We'll have to manifest that. You can manifest it. So it's not that far away. Just say, I'm going to Ireland. I'm going to Ireland. So there you go. And one of those is a book, an ebook that you can actually click on everywhere we're going, the tour dates, the whole itinerary is there. So enjoy, look at that, and can't wait. I can't wait. The more the merrier, guys. Let's get 30 or 40 people together. Let's get 30 or 40 people to go and just have a huge, amazing time. Maybe I'll teach a little mediumship while we're there. Teach everybody a little bit extra. So let's make this a fun, interactive tour. Okay. So first card, guys. Remember, doing our 5-card stud today. Our 5-card stud means pick a card 1 through 5. You can pick more than one card. You can pick all of them, whatever you'd like to do, and we'll go from there. God, I love this. And as you guys know, I always pick all 5 because I'm like, what the hell? But this is your weekly reading. So card number 1, Walk in Beauty, the Wondrous Universe. I love this. I love this card. How magical is this card? Just to look at it. I like it because you know what? You really are a wizard of your own destiny. Yes, I said it, a wizard of your own destiny. What I mean by that is you are your own creator. You are the one. You designed this before you came, and every step along the way, every step, every moment, you are designing this, okay? Understand that this world is that even when it gets really hard, when you step back and you look at all you're learning, all you're growing from, holy cow, is it not amazing? So sometimes we have to step back and take those moments to see how beautiful it really is, though, okay? So that's your card number 1. If you're number 1, you're needing to take the time to see the beauty in life. Card number 2, Taking Shelter. The answers are within. Told you I'm taking all the cards. Answers are within. Taking shelter. I love that. For all those people that got snow this morning, what a better time. Because it is about going within. So often we look every place else for an answer. We'll look to mom, to dad, to our husband, our wives, our priest, our friends, social media, TV, whatever. We're always looking every place else for the answer. But trust me when I say the answer is really in here. Now, with that being said, a lot of things will happen. Spirit has a beautiful way of working, and they literally will give you songs. They will give you different things in this world that will pop into you for you to be able to go within. So the answers are coming in from everywhere, but truly it's in here that's going to tell you the most. Okay. So go within. If you pick number 2, find those answers inside of you. Traveling lightly, simplifying life is card number 3. I like this card because you know what? We make life difficult. And you pick number 3, it's telling you to start decluttering. Declutter your life, declutter your closets, declutter the crap you just don't need anymore. Okay? That's not always easy. But honestly, look down and like, do I really need all the crap I have around me? Do I need all the worry in my head? Do I need all of that? Trust me when I tell you, you don't necessarily need all that's in your mind. You can literally just let go of it. Okay, let go of it. Make it a little simpler, and then it's going to actually help manifest a lot of things. Because when you're worrying about everything, you stop bringing in what you really need. So let's declutter some, guys. Travel a little less heavy because you don't need it all. Number 4, watching the clouds. Lie back, rest, and relax. I like this card. Why? Because it says, I'll tell you what, it's really coming at a perfect time in this layout, isn't it? Because if you pick number 4, it really is, it's time. It's time for you just to go, why is that? Because sometimes laying back and taking a chill is when the most revelations come. It really is. It's when you finally stop going, I need to find out the answer. I need to find out this. I need to do this. I need to do that. And sometimes when you literally just take a chill pill, you sit back and you relax, all of a sudden, booyah, all of it comes to you. I mean, when you stop looking for your keys, isn't that when you find them? I think you were still talking about evolution. I think so too, Tim. So I think that's what the cards are saying about today. And the last card, solitude. In silence, peace prevails. In silence, peace prevails. Okay. I like this. Why? Because again, it is about quieting the mind. It is about going into a meditative state. It is about sitting there talking to your higher self. It is about getting rid of the crap in our mind because we are awful with the crap in our mind. Getting rid of it, sitting in complete silence, you would not believe how loud silence can be. How loud silence can be. So, if you picked card number 5, it's time for you to go with it's time for you to shut off the TV, the social media, the telephone, all that stuff, and give yourself some peace and quiet. See what comes about. See what comes about. So, card number 1 was walking in beauty. It's time for you guys just to realize the moments in time or everything. Number 2 was taking shelter. Is that's answers within. It's going within because the answers are here. Number 3 is that traveling lightly. Simplify your life. Simplify your mind. Number 4 is time to sit back, relax, take a load off. It's okay. You don't have to be doing hustle and bustle all the time. And trust me, when you finally sit down and just go woof, all of a sudden more is going to come to you. And number 5 is that in silence, peace prevails because it really is. It really is. When you sit in that silent moment, everything kind of comes in. Now, I think it's kind of funny because what are we looking for, guys? We're looking for the beauty in life, aren't we? We're looking for the beauty in ourselves. We're looking for the beauty in our life. And if you didn't get it, the rest of the cards really gave you a step-by-step how to get it. Step-by-step. Shush your mind. Get rid of the crap you don't need to worry about. Oh my God, there's so much we don't need to have to deal with that clutter. Get rid of it all. Simplify it. Know that, you know what? Nobody on the outside is going to give you that. And sometimes you just have to shush. Sometimes you just have to shush and it'll all come to you. Sylvia says, makes sense to get rid of the clutter in my mind and Siri in my mind and surrounding me and go with it. Exactly. I love that. Fantastic. So I hope everybody enjoyed that weekly reading. I know I always love doing them. I can't even tell you how much I love doing them. I really do. So let's talk about the station and all the shows because, oh my gosh, there's so many. And I love bringing them up. I love bringing them up. I got to get to the page because I love bringing them up because I'll tell you what, now there is no way in my mind am I going to remember them all because I'll tell you what, there's just so many and I love bringing them up. I love talking about them. I love to look at pictures of kitties apparently because I brought it up like 3 times now. But let's tell you about these shows so that we can bring that up and bring attention to them because I want you to watch everybody. I want this station to keep growing. And guess what? We still have room for more. So with that being said, if you've had a thought that, oh my gosh, I have a voice, I have something I want to talk about, I want to have something to share, we still have room. Crazy good show today. Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that. There's so much more that we have room for growth. We have room for more of everything. So if you have that idea, reach out to the show, WLTK-DB.com. Send a message into Todd. He would love to work with you because we have slots available. So we're keep growing. Also, guys, if you have advertisement, we're not expensive. We're not expensive at all. Come on in. Excuse me. And you know what? Put your advertising. Tell Todd what you want. Send him the smallest of you got, and he will work with it to get a great banner going, a great commercial going. You're paying for the live, so that commercial is going to show up in our lives. But guess what? It's also going to go into the archives. So, like with mine, and for everybody that advertises and gets a slot on my show, gets a slot for your advertising on my show. Remember, 6,000 downloads this last week. 6,000 people have seen those ads this week. That's amazing. Okay. So trust me when I say it goes into the archive of our shows. And if our archive goes to Podbean or, Amazon Music or wherever else, it also goes with that. Okay. So it's, you know what? You're paying for the live, but you're getting the repeats for free. Okay. With that being said, what's on this week? We have got, as always, starting my self-school through spirit with myself, DeEtte Ranae, at 9 a.m. Monday mornings. At noon today, we have Monday Morning Monsters with Barnaby Jones. Tonight, Be the Change with Christina Bloom is on at 8 p.m. And after her is The Paranormal Room with Christina Bloom and Logan Jacobson. They're talking about ghost stories, guys. What a show. Oh my God, what an amazing show. Tuesday mornings, we start exploring the paranormal with Heather Lee. That's at 9 a.m. Heather Lee is a rock star in the paranormal. She's got a few books out there. She's also a huge person in Warren Legacy Foundation. Unfiltered with myself, DeEtte Ranae, is at 6 p.m. Tomorrow night, Moment to Moment with Linda Hope is on at 7 p.m. Paranormal Pete with Pete Orbea is on at 10 p.m. Now, Wednesday mornings, we start again with self-care. What's paranormal got to do with it? And that's with Deidre Sanford at 10 a.m. See and Beyond with Kelly Eckhart and Cheryl Murphy are on at 11 a.m. That is another rocking awesome show that's been going on on a different network that's popped over to ours. So it's awesome. The Psychic Hour with Kelly Brickle is at 3 p.m. And Over the Target with Missy Hart and Nicole Ford is on at 8 p.m. Now, Thursday morning, we start with Chat with Charlie with Miss Stephanie Lynn at 9 a.m. The Donut Realm with Brandon Wainwright and MP is on at 6 p.m. that evening. Realm of Darkness with Rennie Rodriguez and Ashley Marino are at 7 p.m. Afterlife Chronicles with Nicole Strickland at 8 p.m. and Voices of the Dead with Kenneth Drake are at 9 p.m. That's all Thursday. Now let's follow that up with Friday. We start the morning with the Good Shit Show with Missy Hart at 9 a.m. The Psychic Hour reading show is on at 3 p.m. and that's Kelly Brickle. 8 p.m. we have Secrets Within with Kenny Rodriguez. And then we finish it up with Haunted Voices with our very own Todd Bates and Nicole Strickland at 10 p.m. Now, as you notice, we have lots of room left. There's a lot of time in there. We need to make this a full-time job for our producer, guys. Full-time job, which means we can put in a lot more. Let's bring it to him. Remember, I have a thing about keeping him in his whitey tighties and doing nothing but radio 24/7, Monday through Friday. Well, Monday through Friday. We'll give him the weekends off until we get too much, and then we'll have to take up Saturdays too. So, and he's over there pulling his hair out on me, going, no, not Saturdays. But with that being said, guys, let's talk about our guest next week. Who is our guest next week? Let's get the calendar out. Is there a drum roll? Nicole Strickland is on my show next Monday morning. Yes, next Monday morning is Nicole Strickland, which is phenomenal. I love that. So cannot wait to bring her in. You are going to love that with her because Nicole is phenomenal. She's just phenomenal. She's a rock star on so many different levels. And she is all about, I can't even think it, Queen Mary. I think it's Queen Mary. It's the ship, the haunted ship over in California. I can't think, oh my God, I just totally took a blank in my mind. But trust me, when I say she's a rock star, you are going to love her. And please, please, please come and enjoy and love her as much as I do. Okay? With that being said, guys, have a beautiful day. Have a beautiful week. Hope you enjoyed this show. And I'll see you next Monday on School Through Spirit here with DeEtte Ranae and WLTK-DB.com.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.